There comes a moment in every soul's journey when asking must give way to thanking, when the heart, weary of striving, finally rests in the knowing that all is already provided. That moment, that sacred shift from desire to gratitude, is the instant heaven opens within you. Gratitude is not a polite gesture, it is divine recognition. It is the acknowledgement that you and God are not separate, that the very source you seek outside is already breathing within you. To say thank you with feeling is to announce to the universe, it is done. So tonight, let your prayer be a song of completion. Speak not as one in need, but as one who has received. Say within yourself, Father, I thank you for the health that is rising in me now. I thank you for the abundance flowing through every avenue of my life. I thank you for peace that passes understanding. I thank you for divine order unfolding in perfect timing. When you thank, you vibrate with the frequency of fulfillment. You become magnetized to every good thing that matches that feeling. The unseen responds not to your words but to your state of being. Gratitude is that state, the vibration of I have received. The world may tell you to wait until you see the blessing before you give thanks. But the laws of spirit say, believe that you have received and you shall. Gratitude is the evidence of faith. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Every thank you whispered in faith plants a seed in the garden of your future. And when you persist in that gratitude, not for what will come, but for what already is, the outer world must rearrange itself to reflect your inner knowing. Tonight, let your prayer be simple. Thank you, God, that all things are working for my good. Thank you that what I desire already exists within me. Thank you that your blessings overtake me now. Do not wait for proof. Feel it now. See it in imagination. Let your heart overflow with the joy of already having it. That feeling, that sacred, quiet ecstasy, is the true answer to prayer. Gratitude is not the end of prayer, it is its highest form. For when you live in thankfulness, you live as one who knows, and the one who knows cannot be denied. So as you rest tonight, breathe softly and say, thank you, Father, it is done, and it is. Gratitude is the language of answered prayer. It declares that what you ask for is already yours. When you give thanks, not for what you hope will come, but for what you know has already been granted in spirit, you align yourself with the divine law of fulfillment. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a declaration. It is the soul's way of saying, I have received, even before the evidence appears. When you understand this, you stop praying as one who lacks and begin to thank as one who possesses. The difference is everything. Most people wait until something happens before they say thank you. But true gratitude, the kind that moves mountains and shifts reality, is not based on appearances. It is born from faith, the inner conviction that the unseen is more real than what the eyes behold. Gratitude in this higher sense is an act of creation. It calls into being that which is yet to appear. It speaks to the invisible and commands it to take form. When you say thank you with deep feeling, you are not merely expressing emotion. You are imprinting a vibration upon the universe, one that matches the very thing you desire. The universe, or what some call divine consciousness, does not respond to need or desperation. It responds to faith, to the knowing that something already exists. When you are thankful in advance, you announce to the unseen realm that you have already received your blessing. And because every state of consciousness produces its own reflection, gratitude must bring forth the evidence of what it affirms. The one who is grateful lives from the end, not toward it. They do not plead for the light, they stand in it and say, "Thank you." Every time you offer genuine gratitude, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of completion. You are stepping into the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. You no longer send mixed signals of wanting and doubting. Instead, you emit the pure vibration of having. And the outer world, which is only a mirror, reflects back the state you embody within. Gratitude transforms your consciousness from separation to union, from striving to resting, from fear to faith. To live in gratitude is to live in answered prayer. It is to see through the veil of delay and recognize that everything you desire is already present, waiting for your acknowledgement. Gratitude is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the unseen and the seen. The moment you truly feel thankful, you no longer ask, "When will it happen?" You simply rest in the knowing that it is. That feeling, that deep, silent assurance, is the sign that creation is complete. So give thanks now, not tomorrow, not when things look different, but now, in this very breath. Thank God not as a request, but as a realization. Say it as one who already possesses what they once desired. "Thank you, Father, it is done." And watch how life rearranges itself to mirror your gratitude. Because gratitude is the sound of answered prayer, echoing through the soul. To thank before receiving is to align with divine completion. It is to step out of the illusion of waiting and into the reality of already having. When you thank before the manifestation appears, you declare that the work is finished in the unseen. You stop approaching life as one who is lacking and instead take your rightful place as one who is complete in spirit. This act of thanksgiving before evidence is not foolishness, it is the highest wisdom. It recognizes that creation begins and ends in consciousness, and that what is real in imagination must one day reveal itself in form. To thank before receiving is to stand in faith rather than fear. Most people thank only after they see results, after the healing, after the breakthrough, after the door opens. But true gratitude operates differently. It looks beyond appearances and celebrates what is not yet visible because it knows that the unseen is the parent of the seen. When you give thanks ahead of time, you acknowledge that you have already received in the realm of cause. You accept that the outcome is inevitable. Gratitude, then, is not a response to a blessing, it is the seed of it. This is the secret of divine completion, the understanding that everything you could ever desire already exists in potential within you. The moment you feel sincere gratitude for it, you fuse yourself with that potential and call it into being. The feeling of thank you carries the vibration of fulfillment. It is the soul's way of saying, "I have arrived." You cannot thank for something and simultaneously believe you lack it. Gratitude and lack cannot coexist. So when you thank before receiving, you shift your entire state of consciousness. You move from waiting to having, from hoping to knowing, and because the outer world always mirrors the inner, the reflection of that state must appear in time. To align with divine completion is to rest in the assurance that there is no delay in the realm of spirit. All things are already finished. What we call time is merely the unfolding of what has already been accomplished in the invisible. Gratitude places you in harmony with that eternal truth. It tells the universe, I see it done, I feel it real. I celebrate its fulfillment now. That feeling of completion necessary for its visible expression. That feeling of completion attracts the very conditions necessary for its visible expression. Every great manifestation begins with inner thanksgiving. The one who knows the law does not wait for proof. They live in the proof now. They rehearse the joy, the relief, the peace of already having received. They walk, speak, and think from the end. Their heart whispers, thank you, not as a ritual, but as a realization. This is the attitude of divine rest, the awareness that you and your desire are already one. So let your gratitude go before you. Thank God before the evidence, before the change, before the visible sign. In doing so, you align yourself with the power that finishes all things perfectly. Say quietly within, thank you, Father, it is done. And soon what you thanked for in faith will stand before you in form, because thanksgiving before receiving is the master key to divine completion. Faith expressed through gratitude turns desire into manifestation. Gratitude is not merely an emotion, it is the evidence of faith made visible in feeling. When you give thanks, not as a reaction to what has appeared, but as a declaration of what is unseen, you unite your faith with the creative power of the divine. Desire on its own is the spark, faith is the flame, but gratitude is the fire that brings light into the world of form. It is gratitude that transforms the invisible longing of the heart into the visible reality of life. Every desire carries within it the seed of its fulfillment. The universe is already complete, lacking nothing, and everything that exists began first as an unseen possibility. When you desire something deeply, it means that life has chosen you to bring that potential into expression. But the desire itself does not create. It only calls your attention to what is waiting to be claimed. Faith is the act of claiming it, and when faith is expressed through gratitude, it becomes creative power in motion. Gratitude says, I know it is done. I am thankful for what already exists. That feeling seals the desire in consciousness, and consciousness is the womb of all creation. To thank before receiving is to live from the end, not toward it. You are no longer the one who wants, you are the one who has. You begin to speak, think, and feel from fulfillment rather than lack. This shift in state is what turns faith into form. The outer world does not respond to words or rituals, it responds to the vibration you hold within. Gratitude radiates the energy of completion, and the universe must mirror it. What you feel with conviction must show itself in time, for all form is the shadow of inner belief. When you practice gratitude as an expression of faith, you are no longer begging for what you want. You are celebrating what has already been given. You stop pleading and start praising. You move from striving to resting, from fear to assurance. That calm thankfulness is the surest sign that manifestation is near, because you have released the resistance that once held your desire away. You have accepted your blessing in spirit, and now it must appear in matter. Gratitude is also the purifier of faith. It removes doubt, fear, and impatience by focusing your attention on the good that already exists. The thankful heart cannot dwell on what is missing. It dwells only on what is whole. And what you dwell upon expands. By staying in gratitude, you magnify the energy of fulfillment, and what was once a desire becomes an inevitable reality. So if you wish to see your dreams take form, express your faith through gratitude. Wake each day and thank God as if every promise is already fulfilled. Feel it done. Speak from it. Live from it. Gratitude is faith in action, and faith in action is creation. When the two are joined, nothing can remain unseen. For faith expressed through gratitude is the divine alchemy that turns desire into manifestation. Every thank you is a seed planted in the unseen that must bloom in the seen. Gratitude is not a mere gesture or polite expression. It is a spiritual act of creation. When you say thank you with genuine feeling, you are sowing a thought into the fertile soil of the unseen world. That invisible realm is the womb of all manifestation. It receives every seed of belief, nurtures it in silence, and eventually brings it forth into visible form. Just as a farmer trusts that the seed will sprout when the season is right, so must we trust that every sincere word of gratitude carries within it the power to manifest what it affirms. To understand this, one must recognize that thoughts and feelings are creative forces. The universe responds not to idle words, but to the emotional vibration behind them. A thank you uttered without belief is a dry seed. It bears no life. But a thank you spoken with faith and awareness is alive with divine energy. It vibrates with the frequency of fulfillment. It says, I already possess that which I seek, and the unseen responds faithfully to that vibration, orchestrating circumstances, people, and opportunities to bring it into physical expression. Every thank you is a declaration of trust. It says, I know the soil is rich. I know the process is sure. I know the harvest will come. This kind of gratitude does not wait for proof. It creates it. The invisible response to feeling, and feeling thankful is the surest way to open the door to visible blessings. When you plant the seed of gratitude, it may not sprout immediately, but the process has already begun. Beneath the surface, the forces of life are working, rearranging, aligning, and preparing the way. Just because you cannot see the roots forming does not mean the seed is inactive. In time, what was hidden will break through into the light. This is why gratitude must be consistent. A farmer does not dig up the seed to check if it is growing. He waters it daily, trusting the unseen process. Likewise, when you continually give thanks, even in moments when nothing seems to be changing, you are watering your spiritual seeds. Your thank you becomes your proof of faith. You are saying, I will not look to appearances for reassurance. I will look within, where the harvest is already complete. Eventually, the outer world must yield to the truth of your inner state. The flowers of manifestation bloom exactly in the likeness of the seeds planted. If your words of gratitude are genuine, rooted in faith rather than formality, they cannot return void. The unseen always makes visible what is deeply believed. So let every thank you speak be intentional, alive with faith, radiant with joy. Give thanks for what you desire, as though it is already done, for in truth it is. Each thank you is a command to creation, a decree to the universe. Bring forth that which is already mine. And when the time is ripe, the unseen will blossom into the seen, and you will stand among the harvest of your gratitude, knowing that every blessing began as a single whispered thank you. When you feel grateful, you are no longer waiting, you are receiving. Gratitude is not a passive emotion, it is the energy of fulfillment. The moment you genuinely feel thankful, you step out of the vibration of lack and into the state of possession. You cease to look toward the future for what you want, because gratitude anchors you in the reality that it is already here. The thankful heart does not chase, it attracts. It does not plead, it receives. Gratitude is the bridge that moves you from hoping to having, from desiring to embodying, from waiting to welcoming. When you are waiting, you are subtly affirming separation, the belief that your desire is apart from you, somewhere out there in time or space. Waiting carries within it the feeling of not yet, but the universe mirrors feeling, not words. As long as you wait, you postpone. The moment you feel gratitude, however, you collapse that distance. You enter the frequency where the thing desired already exists. You become one with the reality you seek. And that oneness is what brings it forth into form. Gratitude dissolves the illusion of delay, because in truth there is no delay in the spiritual realm. Only recognition or resistance. Feeling grateful is a declaration that the good you desire is already yours in essence. You may not yet hold it in your hands, but you hold it in consciousness, and consciousness is the birthplace of all creation. Every visible thing first existed as an unseen idea clothed in belief. Gratitude clothes your desire in the garment of completion. When you feel thankful, you send out the signal that the work is done, and life responds accordingly. You are no longer a seeker, but a receiver. You no longer live in the tension of when or how, because gratitude has already answered both with one sacred truth. Now, the one who waits lives in expectation. The one who feels grateful lives in realization. There is peace in this shift. Gratitude relaxes the mind, quiets the doubt, and opens the heart to divine flow. In that flow, you begin to notice small evidences of your answered prayer. Coincidences, inspirations, open doors, all whispering that what you have claimed in spirit is unfolding in matter. The feeling of receiving draws more to receive, for gratitude multiplies whatever it touches. When you live in gratitude, you move through life as one who already owns every blessing. You radiate joy instead of yearning, trust instead of tension, faith instead of fear. The universe, in turn, mirrors that state by surrounding you with experiences that match it. You begin to see that your gratitude was not merely a reaction to good things, but the very cause of them. So feel grateful now, not tomorrow, not when it happens, but now. For the moment you truly feel it, you have already received. Gratitude ends waiting because it lives in the eternal present, where all things are complete. It is not the proof that follows manifestation, it is the power that brings it forth. True prayer is not begging, it is thanksgiving in advance for what already exists in spirit. To beg is to assume that what you desire is absent, that God must be persuaded, circumstances must change, or something must arrive from outside to make you whole. But to give thanks in advance is to know that nothing is missing, that all you could ever ask for already exists within the unseen dimension of spirit. True prayer begins not with lack, but with recognition. Recognition that creation is finished, and that what you seek has already been prepared for you from the beginning. When you pray as one who begs, you vibrate with the energy of separation. You speak as though the divine is far away, as though you and your desire are divided by time, distance, or worthiness. This form of prayer carries hidden doubt, and doubt delays manifestation because it affirms absence. But when you pray with thanksgiving, you reverse this energy. You declare unity with the divine and with your desire. Gratitude in prayer is the language of completion. It says, Father, I thank you that you have already heard me. This was the secret of all great demonstrations of faith. They were grounded in thanksgiving before the evidence appeared. When you give thanks in advance, you are acknowledging the eternal truth that everything first exists in spirit before it appears in form. Spirit is the substance of all things. To thank for something before it manifests is to accept that it is already real in that higher realm. You are no longer asking for creation, you are aligning with completion. That inner alignment, that feeling of already having received, is what draws the invisible into visibility. The universe mirrors states of consciousness, and the state of gratitude is the state of fulfillment. True prayer then is not words but awareness. It is not pleading with God but communing with Him. It is the quiet inner knowing that says, it is done. The heart that prays this way does not strain or struggle. It rests. It rests in the faith that what exists in spirit must appear in matter, just as surely as a seed planted in fertile soil must sprout when the season arrives. Gratitude is that planting. It is the gesture of confidence that the unseen process is already underway. When you replace begging with thanksgiving, your entire relationship with prayer transforms. You no longer speak from need, but from knowing. You no longer wait for proof, because your thanksgiving is the proof, the living evidence of belief. You become a partner in creation rather than a petitioner of it. And as your heart remains steadfast in this gratitude, the outer world must rearrange itself to reflect the reality you have already accepted within. So let your prayers be filled with thanksgiving. Thank before you see, praise before you touch, rejoice before it unfolds. For true prayer does not ask, it acknowledges. It does not strive, it celebrates. It does not reach, it receives. The one who gives thanks in advance lives in the consciousness of already having. And in that consciousness, miracles become natural. For what already exists in spirit must eventually take form. When you understand the sacred power of gratitude, prayer is no longer a struggle. It becomes a song of fulfillment. Gratitude is the bridge between desire and manifestation, the invisible thread that ties you to every blessing waiting to unfold. Each thank you is a seed, each feeling of appreciation, a silent command to the universe that says, it is already mine. When you live from that awareness, life begins to respond differently. What once felt distant begins to draw near. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. To thank before receiving is to live in divine alignment. It is to walk in faith, speak from assurance, and rest in the knowing that all things are already complete in spirit. Gratitude ends waiting because it opens the door to receiving. It is the language of answered prayer, the vibration of fulfillment, and the atmosphere of miracles. So let your heart overflow with thankfulness, not because you are waiting for something to happen, but because you know it already has. Every breath, every step, every moment is proof of divine generosity. You are surrounded by grace, upheld by love, and guided by unseen order. As you close this message, take a deep breath and whisper quietly within, "Thank you, Father. It is done. It has always been done." Your life is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Everything you see, experience, and feel is a direct reflection of the energy you carry within. If you wish to change your future, you must first shift your energy. You do not manifest by chasing, begging, or struggling. You manifest by becoming. You must assume the energy of your desired future, and reality will bend to your assumption. Right now, there exists an infinite number of versions of you. One who is abundant, one who is thriving, one who is in love. These possibilities are not far away. They are here, waiting for you to embody them. The question is not if you can have it, but are you willing to feel as if you already do? When you live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your subconscious mind receives the signal that it is real, and it sets in motion events, circumstances, and opportunities to match that inner state. There is no force in the universe more powerful than the conviction of the one who believes. Do not look outside for proof. The world is merely a mirror reflecting back the assumptions you hold. If you see lack, it is because you expect it. If you see delays, it is because you assume they must be. Change your assumption, and reality will follow. Release the need to know how your desire will come. That is not your concern. Your only task is to persist in the knowing that it is already yours. Do not let fleeting appearances deceive you. Hold fast to the feeling and watch the world conform. Your future is not waiting for you, it is waiting on you. Shift your energy and watch your life unfold in ways you never thought possible. Now close your eyes, feel it, breathe it in. It is already done. The world you see before you is not separate from you. It is not something happening to you, but rather something happening through you. Your experiences, circumstances, and even the people who enter your life are all reflections of the energy you carry within. If you truly wish to change your reality, you must first change the energy you emit. There is no other way. Energy is not an abstract concept. It is the very essence of your being. It is the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you dwell in, and the assumptions you hold about life. Everything that unfolds in your world is shaped by these unseen forces within you. When you understand this, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. Instead, you awaken to your power, the power to shift your energy, and in doing so, transform your life. Have you ever noticed how people in the same environment experience vastly different realities? Two individuals can walk through the same world, yet one sees only obstacles while the other sees endless opportunities. One constantly encounters disappointment while the other attracts abundance. What makes the difference? It is not the external world. It is the energy they carry within. Every moment you are radiating a frequency, much like a radio tower sending out signals. This frequency is determined by what you habitually think, feel, and believe. And just like a radio station tunes into a specific frequency to receive a broadcast, your life tunes into a reality that matches your dominant vibration. If you are constantly dwelling in thoughts of lack, frustration, or fear, you will find those very experiences echoing back to you. But if you shift your energy, if you cultivate a state of inner peace, gratitude, and certainty that all is working in your favor, your external world must adjust accordingly. This is not mere philosophy. It is an unbreakable law. What you hold within is what you experience without. The world is your mirror, reflecting back to you the contents of your mind and heart. When you truly grasp this, You no longer react to the world as if it is something outside of you. Instead, you recognize that it is a projection of your inner state, and with this awareness, you can begin to change it from within. So, how do you shift your energy? How do you change what you are broadcasting to the world? The answer lies in where you place your attention. Your energy flows where your focus goes. If you dwell on problems, they expand. If you fixate on what is missing, the feeling of lack grows stronger. But the moment you shift your focus to gratitude, to possibility, to the feeling of already having what you desire, your entire vibration changes. You do not have to force reality to change, you only have to change yourself. When you step into the energy of already having, already being, already experiencing what you desire, the external world will begin to move in ways that seem almost magical. Doors will open, people will appear. Circumstances will shift in your favor, not because you are manipulating the outside world, but because you have changed the vibration you are offering. Many people spend their lives trying to fix external conditions while ignoring the root cause, the energy they carry within. They seek wealth while vibrating in scarcity. They seek love while radiating insecurity. They seek peace while dwelling in worry. But the truth remains. You cannot receive what you are not aligned with. The universe does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your state of being. So instead of asking, when will my reality change? Ask, what energy am I embodying right now? Because the answer to that question determines everything. Change your energy and reality has no choice but to follow. It is law. There is a secret hidden in plain sight, one that governs every aspect of your reality. It is not effort, struggle, or external action that determines what unfolds in your life, but the state of being you occupy. Everything you desire, every dream you long to see materialized already exists in the unseen. The only thing standing between you and its realization is the feeling of separation you hold. When you dissolve that separation by embodying the state of already having it, the outer world must conform. Most people live in a state of waiting. They wait for external confirmation before they allow themselves to feel fulfilled, successful, or loved. They say, once I have the money, then I will feel abundant. Once I find love, then I will feel worthy. Once my circumstances change, then I will be at peace. But this is completely backward. It is not the outer world that changes first, it is the inner world. The feelings you withhold from yourself, thinking they are dependent on outside events, are the very things that must come first. To live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled means to no longer see your desire as something far away. It is no longer something you hope for, pray for, or wonder about. It is something you claim, something you step into with full conviction. The mind may argue, but I do not see it yet. That is irrelevant. Your senses are simply reflecting the past, the old assumptions you once held. If you continue to define your reality by what your eyes see and your ears hear, you will remain trapped in the cycle of the old. The way out is to feel beyond appearances, to assume that what you desire is already yours. Close your eyes for a moment and think of something you deeply wish to experience. It may be wealth, love, success, or freedom. Now, instead of longing for it, step into it. Imagine the feeling of having it right now. How does it feel to wake up in the reality where your wish is fulfilled? What emotions arise? Is it joy, confidence, security, gratitude? Let those feelings flood your being. Do not allow the mind to interrupt with questions of how or when. Simply exist in that state. When you do this, something extraordinary begins to happen. The more you occupy the feeling of already having, the more natural it becomes. Your subconscious mind, which does not distinguish between real and imagined experiences, begins to accept it as truth. And once something is accepted as truth within, the outer world must shift to reflect it. This is not wishful thinking or daydreaming. It is a profound shift in identity. You are not pretending, you are becoming. The person who already has what you desire thinks, feels, and behaves differently than the person who is still longing. And as you persist in this new state of being, reality will reshape itself to match the energy you now embody. You may not see changes immediately, but do not let that deceive you. Just as a seed planted in the soil takes time to break through the surface, your new state of being is already at work beneath the visible. Those who do not understand this process will abandon their assumption too soon, returning to doubt and delay. But those who persist, those who refuse to return to the old state of lack, will witness the miraculous unfold before their very eyes. Everything you seek is already here. The question is, will you claim it? Will you allow yourself to feel it before you see it? If you can answer yes, if you can step into the energy of already being, doing, and having all that you desire, then you will come to understand the greatest truth of all. Your state of being creates your world. Everything you desire, everything you believe to be in your future already exists. It is not waiting for you somewhere in time. It is here now in the unseen, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and assume it as real. The greatest illusion is the belief that the future is separate from you, that it is something ahead of you, something you must reach. But the truth is that all power, all creation, all possibility exist in this present moment. The only thing that determines whether you experience your desired reality is your ability to assume its reality now. Most people live their lives projecting their desires into the future, always thinking in terms of one day. They say, one day I will be wealthy, one day I will be loved, one day I will be successful. And because they place their desires outside of the present moment, they keep them at a distance. They do not realize that by assuming their desires are in the future, they are also assuming that they are not here now. And as long as they continue to think that way, they will forever chase a tomorrow that never arrives. The secret to manifesting is to collapse time, to stop waiting and start being. You must understand that the version of you who already has what you desire is not separate from you. It is a state of consciousness that you can step into at any moment. When you assume that what you desire is already real, already done, you shift into alignment with it. And because the outer world is simply a reflection of your inner state, it must, in time, mirror your new assumption. To assume your desire is real now does not mean pretending or forcing belief. It means fully embodying the energy of already having it. It means thinking from your desire rather than thinking of it. The difference is subtle but profound. When you think of your desire, you are an observer, someone who acknowledges that what they want exists but does not yet possess it. But when you think from your desire, you shift into the identity of the one who already has it. You no longer hope or wish, you know. Your mind may resist this idea. It will argue, but I don't see it yet. How can I believe in something that has not happened? This is where most people falter. They rely on their senses to confirm what is real, never realizing that the outer world is only a delayed reflection of the inner. You cannot wait for evidence before you assume something is true. You must declare it is real within, and only then will it take shape externally. Everything you experience is the result of past assumptions. If you want a new reality, you must adopt a new assumption now. Do not wait for circumstances to change before you shift your state of being. Be the person who already has what they desire, and the world will follow. This is the power of the present moment. It is the only point of creation. The past no longer exists except in memory, and the future is not something ahead of you. It is something you are constantly shaping with your current state of consciousness. If you could fully grasp this, you would never again feel stuck or powerless. You would realize that nothing is missing, nothing is out of reach. The only thing required is your willingness to shift your awareness, to step into the now with the conviction that what you seek is already yours. Let go of the illusion of time. Assume it is done, and the world will rearrange itself to make it so. Your thoughts are not passive. They are not fleeting, meaningless whispers in the background of your mind. They are commands, direct orders issued to the unseen forces that shape your reality. Every thought you entertain with conviction, every assumption you persist in is an instruction given to the subconscious mind, which in turn molds your life to reflect it. Whether you realize it or not, you are constantly shaping your destiny through the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Most people believe they are at the mercy of circumstances, that life happens to them, and that their thoughts are mere reactions to what they see. But this is the great misunderstanding. Your thoughts are not reflections of your reality. Your reality is a reflection of your thoughts. It simply accepts them as truth, question, or filter your thoughts. It simply accepts them as truth and works tirelessly to bring them into physical form. Consider the way the subconscious operates. It does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It only responds to the impressions you feed it. This is why a nightmare can cause your body to react with fear, even though there is no real danger. Your subconscious accepts the imagined danger as real, and your body responds accordingly. Now apply this understanding to your waking life. If you constantly think thoughts of lack, struggle, or unworthiness, your subconscious mind will take those as instructions and shape your world to reflect them. This is why it is crucial to become aware of the thoughts you entertain. Every repeated thought becomes a command, reinforcing itself until it solidifies into belief. And once a belief is formed, it governs the way you experience reality. If you believe you are unlucky, your subconscious will orchestrate events that confirm that assumption. If you believe you are not worthy of success, you will subconsciously sabotage opportunities that could lead you there. Not because life is against you, but because you have instructed your subconscious to create a world where that belief remains true. Now consider the power of deliberately choosing your thoughts. If your subconscious is always listening, always responding, then why not issue commands that align with the life you truly desire? Instead of thinking in terms of limitations, start affirming the reality you wish to experience. Do not say, "I hope to be successful one day." That is not a command. It is uncertainty. Say, "I am successful now." Do not say, "I wish I had financial freedom." Instead declare, "I am financially free." By doing this, you are programming your subconscious with new instructions, and as you persist in them, your outer world must shift to match. This does not mean forcing thoughts or battling negative emotions. It means redirecting your focus, becoming intentional about what you feed your mind, and disciplining yourself to reject thoughts that contradict your desired reality. Just as you would not plant weeds in a garden and expect flowers to grow, you cannot fill your mind with doubts and expect success to flourish. Guard your thoughts as you would guard something precious, for they are the seeds of your future. If you could understand that every thought you dwell upon is a cause, and every experience in your life is an effect, you would begin to take your mental activity seriously. You would no longer allow your mind to wander aimlessly into fear, worry, and self-doubt. You would choose thoughts of abundance, love, and certainty, knowing that the universe is responding to them as instruction. Your destiny is not something you wait for, it is something you create moment by moment, thought by thought. Choose wisely and the world will rearrange itself to reflect the reality you have commanded. One of the greatest barriers to manifestation is the mind's obsession with control. Its need to figure out how things will unfold, how the pieces will come together, how the path will be laid out. This need for control is rooted in doubt. It is the belief that if you do not personally arrange every detail, your desire may not materialize. But this thinking is precisely what blocks the very thing you wish to bring into existence. Understand this: your role in the process of creation is not to micromanage the details, but to assume the end result is already done. It is not your job to determine how your desire will come to pass. It is only your job to dwell in the certainty that it will. When you attach yourself to the how, you are operating from the level of logic, of reason, of human limitation. But manifestation does not work through logic. It works through unseen forces far beyond what the conscious mind can comprehend. If you were planting a seed in the soil, would you spend every moment digging it up to check if it is growing? Would you demand to know exactly how the roots are forming beneath the surface? No. You would plant the seed, water it, and trust that nature will take care of the rest. The same principle applies to manifestation. Your desire is the seed. Your belief is the water. But if you constantly question how it will happen, you disrupt the process, just as pulling a seed out of the soil would prevent it from growing. When you truly trust, you release all attachment to the mechanics of manifestation. You stop questioning whether the right people will appear, whether the right opportunities will align, whether the steps will make sense. You simply assume it is already done, and you move forward as if it were inevitable. And when you do this, the unseen forces of the universe begin to arrange circumstances in ways that defy logic. There is an intelligence greater than your conscious mind at work, one that does not operate through struggle, effort, or worry. It works through alignment. It knows the shortest, most effortless path to bring your desire into reality, but it can only do so if you step out of the way. If you cling to doubts, if you insist on figuring everything out, you disrupt the natural flow. The more you let go, the more you allow this intelligence to work on your behalf. Think of a river. When you are in the current, you can either surrender to the flow or fight against it. The current already knows where it is going. It does not need your interference. But if you resist, if you try to swim upstream, you create struggle for yourself. In the same way, when you let go of the how and trust, you move effortlessly with the current of creation. Things begin to unfold naturally, often in ways you never could have planned. This is why those who master manifestation do not spend time worrying about details. They do not concern themselves with whether their desire is realistic. They do not analyze every step. They hold the end result in their mind and trust that the bridge of events will unfold in perfect timing. They do not chase opportunities. They become the person who already has what they desire, and the right opportunities come to them. Detachment from the how is not about being passive. It is about stepping into a higher state of knowing. It is about recognizing that your limited perspective cannot see the infinite possibilities available to you. The moment you release your grip on the details, you make space for the miraculous. The path will reveal itself not through force, but through effortless alignment. So release the need to control. Assume your desire is already yours. Trust that the unseen forces are arranging everything in perfect order. And when the time is right, you will see that the manifestation of your desire was never in question. It was always destined to unfold. Faith is the unseen force that shapes reality. It is the bridge between what is and what will be. Most people falter because they allow their faith to waver when circumstances do not change immediately. They look at the world around them, see no evidence of progress, and begin to doubt. But this is the great misunderstanding. The external world is merely a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It does not dictate what is possible. It only shows what has been accepted up to this point. If you wish to create a new reality, you must persist in your assumption, despite what the world seems to tell you. Understand that every transformation begins in the unseen. Just as a seed does not immediately sprout the moment it is planted, your desires do not always materialize instantly. There is a gestation period, a time where unseen forces are moving, shifting, arranging circumstances to bring your assumption into physical form. This is where faith is required. It is easy to believe in something when there is visible proof, but true power lies in holding the vision before any evidence appears. Doubt is what weakens creation. It interrupts the process. When you question whether your assumption will come to pass, you are sending mixed signals to your subconscious. One moment you declare your desire as done, the next you wonder if it will happen at all. This inconsistency prevents manifestation because the subconscious mind does not work with uncertainty. It responds only to what is persistently impressed upon it. If you wish to see change, you must assume the reality you desire with conviction and refuse to entertain opposing thoughts. Consider a sculptor working on a masterpiece. At first, the block of stone looks nothing like the finished vision. If the sculptor were to doubt halfway through and abandon the work, the masterpiece would never emerge. But with persistence, every strike of the chisel brings the vision closer to form. Manifestation works the same way. You must continue holding the inner image, refining it, believing in it, even when there is no visible proof. Many people give up just before their manifestation is about to break through. They hold faith for a while, but when the external world does not change quickly enough, they revert to their old assumptions. They let doubt creep in, and in doing so, they cancel out the progress they have made. This is why persistence is key. The moment you assume something to be true, it begins to take shape in the unseen. If you persist, it must harden into fact, it must come to pass. Faith does not mean forcing yourself to believe something against all logic. It means knowing that reality is shaped from within. It means refusing to let appearances dictate your belief. If you can see something clearly in your mind and persist in that assumption, the world will eventually conform to it. Think of the great inventors, visionaries, and leaders throughout history. They did not wait for external proof before believing in their ideas. They held firm to their vision even when others doubted them. They persisted when there was no evidence of success. And because they refused to waver, their visions became reality. You must do the same. Hold firm in your assumption no matter what the world appears to show you. If the external does not yet reflect your desire, it only means the process is still unfolding. Do not be deceived by appearances. The moment you accept something is true within, it is set in motion. And if you refuse to waver, if you persist in faith, it must materialize. This is the law. What you assume with conviction must come to pass. Not by chance, not by luck, but by the unshakable truth that the unseen shapes the seen. So stand firm. Do not look to the world for confirmation. Look within. Persist and watch as your assumptions transform into reality before your very eyes. Everything you desire is already within you. The reality you seek is not something to chase. It is something to embody. Your energy, your assumptions, and your unwavering faith are the forces that shape the world around you. Shift your energy and the outer world must conform. Live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled and it will become your experience. Recognize that the present moment holds all power, for the future is simply a projection of your current state of being. Your thoughts are commands to the universe, shaping your destiny with every assumption you accept as true. Let go of the need to control how things will unfold, for the unseen forces are already working in your favor. Your only task is to hold firm in your vision, persisting with unwavering faith, knowing that what you assume must come to pass. Do not be deceived by appearances. Do not let doubt shake your conviction. Your inner world is the master key to all that you seek. Stand strong in the knowing that your reality is created from within, and the world will reflect it in due time. Trust, persist, and watch as your desired future manifests before your very eyes. Thank you. Sit still for a moment and close your eyes. Now listen carefully. What if I told you that love, real love, was never something you had to struggle for? That the one meant for you has already been woven into the fabric of your destiny? You see, when someone is for you, there is no battle, no turmoil, no questioning. The heart, in its wisdom, knows before the mind ever catches up. It whispers, "This is it." And in that whisper, there is no fear, no doubt, only truth. You do not chase what is divinely yours. Love that belongs to you moves toward you effortlessly. It is drawn to you by the state of your being, by the energy you carry within. The world has conditioned you to believe that you must prove your worth, that you must fight for affection. But that is not the way of true love. When someone is meant for you, they come with ease. Not because life is free of challenges, but because love, real love, does not require force. It does not exhaust you. It does not leave you anxious or desperate. Instead, it feels like home. Have you ever met someone and felt an unexplainable peace in their presence? a knowing that transcends logic. That is not an accident. That is not random, it is alignment. It is a sign that your souls recognize each other beyond words, beyond time. You will notice how they mirror your own inner world. If you are at peace within yourself, they will reflect that peace. If you are whole within, they will complement that wholeness. But if you are lost, they will only amplify that feeling. This is why you must first become what you seek. The universe speaks in synchronicities. It orchestrates encounters at the perfect moment, not a second too soon, not a second too late. And when that person arrives, it is as if every event in your life has led to this point. There is no struggle, no need to convince, only the quiet certainty that they are a part of your story. So if you must force it, if you must chase, if you must plead, step back. Because what is truly yours will never require you to break yourself to keep it. Trust the feeling. When someone is for you, you will know. And that knowing will be the most peaceful thing you have ever felt. There's a quiet power in knowing. Not the kind of knowing that comes from logic, reasoning, or external validation, but the knowing that rises from within, steady and unshaken. When someone is meant for you, this is the feeling that settles in your heart, a certainty that does not waver in the face of time, distance, or circumstance. It is not a desperate clinging, nor is it an anxious waiting. Instead, it is a deep-rooted assurance that transcends doubt. You do not ask yourself 1,000 questions, searching for hidden signs or overanalyzing every word, every action. There is no need to seek constant reassurance because the connection itself provides it. The right person does not leave you in a state of confusion. They do not make you wonder where you stand. Their presence alone is enough to calm the restless mind and soothe the uncertain heart. Many have been conditioned to believe that love should be dramatic, full of highs and lows, a never-ending chase that keeps the heart in suspense. But love that is divinely meant does not come with this exhausting uncertainty. It does not feel like walking on eggshells, waiting for the moment everything falls apart. It does not leave you questioning your worth, wondering if you are enough, or fearing that you must do more to be loved. True love arrives with quiet conviction. There is an undeniable peace that accompanies it. Even if life presents obstacles, even if the journey is not without challenges, there is never a question of whether this person is meant to be in your life. You simply know, not because they have promised you, not because they have sworn loyalty, but because something within you recognizes them. It is not about perfection. It is not about having a connection free of disagreements or difficulties. But even in those moments of contrast, there is no underlying fear of loss. When someone is truly meant for you, there is no need to grip tightly, to control, to manipulate outcomes. The connection holds itself. It does not need force. It does not need games. There is a trust that extends beyond words, a trust that allows love to breathe, to flow naturally, to exist without fear. You will notice it in the way you feel around them. Your soul is at rest. Your heart is not racing out of panic, not beating with the fear of abandonment. Instead, it expands. It feels safe. The mind does not run in circles, crafting scenarios of what could go wrong. It does not live in the past, haunted by what once was, nor does it rush into the future, anxiously trying to secure something that is already yours. This is the divine assurance that cannot be faked, cannot be forced. If you must constantly seek reassurance, if you must convince yourself that this is right, then perhaps it is not. The heart, when aligned, does not require convincing. It does not cling to illusions or try to make something fit that was never meant to. When someone is for you, you will feel it in their presence, in the ease with which they communicate, in the depth of their understanding. You will not have to question their intentions, nor will you feel the need to prove your worth. They will see you, truly see you, and in that seeing there will be acceptance. This certainty is not dependent on their words, their promises, or their actions alone. It is something you recognize beyond all of that. It is a feeling that sits in your spirit, a knowing that cannot be shaken by temporary circumstances. Even if paths separate, even if life leads you in different directions, that certainty remains. It is the quiet understanding that no matter where life takes you, this connection is real. So, let go of the need to force, to chase, to demand proof. What is meant for you does not require you to beg for it. Love that is true arrives with a knowing, a peace that does not leave you wondering. And when it is right, you will feel it. Not in anxiety, not in desperation, but in the deepest calm you have ever known. Love that is meant for you is not something you have to fight for. It is not something you have to beg, plead, or manipulate in order to make it happen. This kind of love flows effortlessly, like a river that knows exactly where it is going, carving its path through the landscape with gentle persistence, without force or struggle. There is a beauty in the natural rhythm of love, a flow that moves according to the laws of the universe, not by the will of a single individual trying to make it conform to their desires. When love is truly meant for you, it never requires you to bend or change yourself in order to fit into someone else's world. You do not need to shape-shift, to perform, or to mask who you are. It allows you to be yourself, fully and unapologetically. It doesn't demand that you prove your worth or run after it, frantically chasing after something that feels just out of reach. Instead, love flows in the way it was always intended, finding its way into your life when the time is right. So many people believe that love is something they must earn, that they must work tirelessly to win someone's heart. They feel that they must do everything in their power to make themselves indispensable, to secure their place in someone's life. But love that is meant for you does not need these games. It does not require manipulation or pressure. It is not about forcing the outcome or trying to control someone's feelings. True love is not about creating a situation where someone has no choice but to love you. It is about an organic connection that arises naturally, as though it has always been meant to be. When you stop forcing things, when you release the need to chase after love, you open yourself up to receive it. You allow yourself to trust in the natural unfolding of life. The right people, the right relationships come into your life without you having to orchestrate their arrival. Love arrives on its own terms, not because you forced it into existence, but because the timing is right and the connection is true. Like the river finding its way to the sea, love moves according to a flow that cannot be rushed or manipulated. When you feel the need to chase, to convince someone of your worth, it is often a sign that you are operating from a place of fear or lack. You fear that love may slip away from you, that you might lose it if you don't hold on tight enough. But this fear only creates resistance, and love cannot flourish in an environment of resistance. Just as a flower cannot bloom when it is suffocated, love cannot thrive when it is forced or controlled. In those moments when you let go of the need to chase, when you stop trying to make things happen on your terms, you create space for love to enter your life naturally. You stop running after something that isn't meant to be, and instead you align with what is. The energy you put out into the world when you stop chasing is one of acceptance, trust, and patience. It is an energy that welcomes love rather than trying to manipulate it into being. And this is where the magic happens. When you allow love to find you on its own, it comes in its most authentic form. It doesn't feel forced, awkward, or unnatural. It is a peaceful, flowing connection that deepens without effort. Love in its purest form requires no chasing, no begging, no pleading. It arrives when you stop striving for it, when you let go of the belief that you must do something to deserve it. Love that is meant for you will never leave you constantly wondering if it will stay. It will never leave you in a state of doubt or anxiety, because it will be a love that is secure in its existence. It won't have to be forced to last. It will grow naturally as you grow, as you evolve, and as life brings you closer together. The more you relax into the knowing that love will find you when the time is right, the more effortlessly it flows toward you. So release the need to chase. Let go of the notion that you must manipulate circumstances to bring love into your life. Trust that the love that is truly meant for you will arrive exactly when it should, without force, without chase, and without struggle. Just as the river finds its course, love will find its way to you, and when it does, you will feel the effortless flow that comes with it. When you are in the presence of the right person, there is a profound sense of peace that settles in your being. It is as though everything in the universe aligns in perfect harmony, and in that moment you are exactly where you need to be. The feeling is not fleeting or dependent on external circumstances. It is a deep, unwavering calmness that arises naturally from the connection between two souls who are meant to meet. This peace is not like the temporary tranquility that comes from a fleeting moment of joy or contentment. It is a lasting, steady presence that lingers even in the face of challenges. When you are with someone who is truly meant for you, your spirit feels at ease. There is no unease or restlessness, no searching for something more, no sense that you need to prove anything to them or yourself. It's as if your soul recognizes a familiar rhythm in their being, a rhythm that matches your own, and in that recognition, peace blooms. Unlike the relationships that are often driven by insecurity, where the mind races with thoughts of, what if this person leaves, or what if I'm not enough, true peace in a relationship is free from these fears. There is no anxiety about losing them, no fear of their love fading away. The connection is not fragile and it does not require constant validation or reassurance. Instead, it is grounded in a mutual understanding and respect that fosters an unshakable calmness. In the presence of the right person, you feel no need to prove your worth, to perform, or to seek approval. There is no pressure to be something you're not, because you are accepted in your truest form. The right person sees you for who you truly are, and this recognition brings with it a sense of liberation. You do not feel the need to change yourself to fit their expectations, nor do you feel the weight of fear, wondering if you are enough. The peace that surrounds you in their presence comes from the deep knowing that you are already enough, just as you are. This sense of peace also extends to how you interact with the world. When you are with the right person, the chaos of the outside world can fade into the background. It doesn't mean that life stops being challenging or that there won't be moments of difficulty, but in those moments you still feel a sense of calm, knowing that you are not facing life's challenges alone. The right person becomes a steady anchor, a safe harbor in the storm, offering both emotional and spiritual support. You feel empowered by the connection rather than drained or burdened by it. When you are truly at peace with someone, there is a quiet knowing that this connection does not need to be forced. You are not clinging to them for fear of being alone, nor are you trying to manipulate the circumstances to keep them close. The relationship flows naturally, with both individuals respecting each other's space and independence, while still maintaining a deep bond. The absence of tension allows for the relationship to grow and evolve at its own pace, free from the need for control or interference. There is also an emotional maturity that comes with this peace. When you are with the right person, you are able to express your feelings without fear of judgment. There is no emotional manipulation, no drama, no trying to elicit a response. Communication flows openly, honestly, and without fear of misinterpretation. You are able to express your needs and desires without hesitation, and you trust that your feelings will be met with understanding and compassion. This level of emotional security fosters an environment where both individuals feel safe to be vulnerable and authentic. The sense of peace you experience in their presence isn't based on temporary conditions or superficial promises. It is built on a foundation of trust, mutual respect, and emotional safety. There is no urgency, no rushing to solidify the relationship or to control its outcome. You both trust that the connection will unfold naturally in its own time, and that the bond between you is already strong enough to withstand whatever life may throw your way. When someone is right for you, your spirit feels at ease because you have found a place where you can simply be. There is no pressure to conform, no fear of being abandoned or unworthy. In their presence, you are reminded of who you are at your core, and that reminder brings a deep, unwavering peace. The relationship flows with ease because it is based on a profound connection that transcends the need for validation or constant reassurance. It is a love that simply is, and in that being you find the greatest peace of all. The person meant for you is not someone who fills a void or completes you in a way that suggests you are lacking. Instead, they are a reflection of the love, growth, and wholeness that already exist within you. They mirror the person you have become through your own journey, and their presence in your life enhances the completeness you already possess. This kind of connection is not about seeking out someone to fix or save you. It is about two whole individuals coming together to complement each other, bringing even greater richness to each other's lives. When you are aligned with your own inner state, when you know who you are, when you are in touch with your own value and purpose, you begin to attract relationships that reflect that. The person meant for you will show up as a mirror, revealing the depth of your own soul, the strength and beauty that you have cultivated over time. They will not reflect your insecurities or your sense of lacking. Instead, they will highlight your growth, your wisdom, and your capacity for love. They are drawn to the light within you, and they reflect it back to you in ways that reinforce your own self-worth. This kind of love does not create dependency. It does not suggest that one person needs to rely on the other for validation or completeness. Rather, it is a partnership where both individuals are already whole, yet they come together to enhance each other's lives in unique and beautiful ways. When two people are already fully aware of their own value, they enter a relationship not to fulfill a need, but to share and amplify what they already carry within. Each person adds something special to the other's life, but neither sees the other as their missing piece. It is essential to recognize that when you are truly whole within yourself, you attract relationships that honor that wholeness. The person who is meant for you will see you for who you truly are, not as someone they need to change or fix. They will recognize your worth, your journey, and the growth that you have experienced, and they will value you for everything that you already are. This mutual recognition creates a sense of respect, love, and appreciation that deepens over time. The relationship with the right person will allow you to continue growing, but not because you need to grow to become whole. Rather, you will grow together, supporting each other in the evolution of your individual and collective selves. Each person encourages the other to reach their highest potential, but this growth is a natural process that happens within the context of mutual respect and love. There is no pressure to change who you are or to become someone else to make the relationship work. You both accept and love each other as you are, while simultaneously inspiring each other to evolve and thrive. The person meant for you will complement your life in such a way that both of you flourish. This is not about one person overshadowing the other or seeking validation. It is about two individuals who recognize and celebrate each other's uniqueness, each contributing their own gifts to the partnership. There is no sense of competition, no comparison. Instead, there is a deep understanding that each person is valuable in their own right, and together they create something even more beautiful. Love that is based on this kind of mutual wholeness does not create feelings of inadequacy. There is no anxiety about not measuring up, no fear of being abandoned because you are not enough. The right person will never make you feel that you are incomplete. Instead, they will celebrate your individuality, your passions, and your dreams, and they will walk alongside you as a partner, not as someone who needs to fix you or fill the spaces that you believe are empty. In this kind of relationship, you both bring your best selves to the table, and this shared wholeness creates a strong, enduring bond. You are not reliant on each other to complete your identity. Instead, you complement each other, adding value to each other's lives in ways that are both subtle and profound. This is the beauty of a relationship where two people come together not as halves, but as two fully realized individuals who recognize, honor, and celebrate each other's completeness. The person meant for you will not force you to become someone you are not. They will reflect back to you the love and strength you have cultivated within, and in doing so, they will inspire you to continue growing into the best version of yourself. This kind of love is not about completion, it is about celebration. It is about coming together with someone who mirrors your growth, your wholeness, and your capacity for love, and building something even more extraordinary together. The right connection will never drain your energy or leave you feeling depleted. Instead, it will align with your purpose, support your vision, and uplift your journey in ways that enhance and empower you. True connections are not meant to deplete you, they are meant to inspire and elevate your life, complementing your individual path while walking alongside you in harmony. When you are with the right person, you feel energized, motivated, and supported, rather than distracted or held back. Too often, people find themselves in relationships that drain their emotional and spiritual energy. They may find themselves constantly giving, sacrificing their time and energy to please the other person, and yet they receive little in return. These connections are based on resistance, an undercurrent of unspoken tension that creates imbalance. Instead of mutually nourishing and supporting one another, they exhaust you, leaving you feeling worn down and disconnected from your own life's purpose. In contrast, a connection that aligns with your true self will not force you to choose between your dreams and your relationship. It will enhance both. The right person will see your potential and will be your biggest supporter, not your biggest distraction. They will recognize your ambitions and respect your goals, not because they want something from you, but because they want to see you thrive. When two people are aligned with their true selves, the relationship becomes a source of mutual growth, where both individuals uplift one another and inspire each other to reach new heights. There is no sense of compromise when you are with someone who truly aligns with your life's purpose. A relationship based on true alignment does not require you to sacrifice who you are to make it work. It doesn't demand that you give up your dreams, your passions, or your personal growth. Instead, it nurtures them. The right person encourages you to follow your path, knowing that by doing so you are also contributing to the health and vibrancy of the relationship. A connection that is aligned with your purpose will allow you to remain focused on your vision without pulling you off course. Instead of creating conflict or chaos in your life, it offers peace and support, helping you to stay grounded while you pursue your dreams. When you are with someone who is aligned with your purpose, there is no tension over priorities. Both of you understand that each person has individual goals, and you respect and support each other's journeys. This alignment extends beyond just personal growth. It also affects how you interact with the world. The right connection will inspire you to be your best self in all areas of your life. It will push you to stretch beyond your limits, to challenge yourself in ways that contribute to your personal evolution. Rather than holding you back or trying to keep you in a box, the right relationship will encourage you to step into your full potential, even if that means growing beyond what you initially thought was possible. In relationships where there is alignment, you experience a sense of ease. There is no need to force things to work, no need to manipulate circumstances or fight for attention or approval. Everything flows naturally, because both people are in tune with each other's energies and aspirations. When you are with someone who shares the same values and has a similar vision for life, the relationship becomes a force that propels both individuals forward, rather than one that keeps them stuck in a state of constant struggle. Alignment doesn't mean that there will be no challenges. Every relationship has its obstacles. But when you are aligned with someone, the challenges you face together become opportunities for growth, not barriers to happiness. The right person will be someone who helps you face these challenges with strength and resilience, knowing that you are a team working toward common goals and values. Rather than dragging you down or distracting you from your path, they will support you in overcoming obstacles and help you stay focused on what truly matters. This connection, rooted in alignment, creates a sense of shared purpose. It doesn't require you to abandon your individuality or purpose for the sake of the relationship, but rather allows both of you to rise together. The right connection will always be there to encourage, support, and help guide you, whether it's through the highs or the lows. It will make your journey feel more fulfilling, enriching, and purposeful, never taking away from who you are, but always adding to it. When you're in the presence of the right connection, your energy will expand, not shrink. You will feel more connected to yourself and your purpose, with a renewed sense of clarity and determination. The right relationship will fuel your passion for life and enhance your vision, making the journey ahead feel lighter, more purposeful, and more aligned than ever before. When someone is meant for you, the universe doesn't just leave it to chance or coincidence. Instead, it orchestrates the connection with a divine precision, offering signs and synchronicities that are undeniable. These moments are not mere accidents or random events. They are the universe's way of guiding you toward the person you are meant to meet. The timing feels effortless, as if everything aligns in perfect harmony, and the connection unfolds naturally, without force or struggle. These signs might appear subtle, almost like whispers from the universe. You may notice repeated patterns, small occurrences that seem to happen again and again. Perhaps you both seem to share the same favorite song, or walk the same paths at the same time, or your lives seem to mirror each other in ways that are too significant to ignore. These aren't coincidences, they are clues, carefully placed markers on your journey to guide you toward this person. They are reminders that everything is unfolding as it should, and that your connection with this person is divinely orchestrated. The more you pay attention to these synchronicities, the clearer they become. What once seemed like random events or chance encounters now begins to feel like something much bigger at play. The universe is sending you signals, confirming that you are on the right path, that you are in the right place at the right time. These signs show you that the universe is working in your favor, aligning circumstances and events to bring you and this person together. And when you look back, you realize that the series of seemingly unimportant moments have led you to this very point. The timing of your meeting with the person who is meant for you is never forced or rushed. It occurs when the time is right, when both of you are ready for the connection. There is no pressure, no sense of urgency. Everything falls into place naturally. Perhaps your paths cross when you least expect it, or maybe you meet after both of you have undergone a period of personal growth, preparing you for the deep connection that is to come. The timing feels seamless, as though it was always meant to happen, but only at this precise moment in your lives. The universe's guidance can also come in the form of events or circumstances that push you toward this person. It might be a situation where you find yourself in the right place at the right time, or a chance meeting that leads to something much deeper. These moments feel like serendipity, as though the universe has conspired to bring you together. What may seem like a small, insignificant detail in the moment reveals itself as an essential part of your journey, a step toward the person who is meant to share your path. What is particularly remarkable about these synchronicities is the effortless flow they create. You do not need to force things to happen, nor do you need to struggle to make the connection work. It feels natural, like two pieces of a puzzle coming together effortlessly. You don't have to manipulate circumstances or chase after something that feels out of reach. Instead, everything unfolds in its own time, like the universe gently guiding you forward. The alignment between you and this person is undeniable, as if everything in your life has led you to this moment. The connection feels fated in a way that can't be explained by logic or reason. It transcends ordinary explanations, and even the most skeptical person can't help but acknowledge that something bigger is at play. It's not just about the way you feel when you meet or the way your connection deepens. It's about the entire experience. The way the universe seems to be signaling that this is the right time and the right person for you. Synchronicities can also come in the form of dreams, intuitive nudges, or moments of clarity. You might have an inner knowing, a gut feeling that this person is the one you've been waiting for. These feelings are not random, they are divine signals confirming that this is the right person at the right time. The universe speaks to you in many ways, and when you are in alignment with your true self, you are more attuned to these signs. When someone is for you, everything flows with ease. There are no roadblocks or unnecessary delays. The universe's guidance becomes apparent through the perfect timing, the repeated patterns, and the undeniable sense that things are unfolding exactly as they should. You feel a deep sense of trust, knowing that the connection is not a coincidence, but the result of divine timing and alignment. You are being guided to this person because they are meant to be a part of your journey, and the universe is confirming that this is exactly where you need to be. This experience teaches you to trust in the process of life and to have faith that everything happens when it is meant to. The right person comes into your life not because you forced it, but because the universe, in its infinite wisdom, knows that this is the perfect time for your paths to cross. The synchronicities are not random. They are the universe's way of showing you that you are exactly where you need to be, and that this connection is a vital part of your journey. In conclusion, when someone is truly meant for you, everything aligns in ways that are beyond the ordinary. The universe communicates with you through synchronicities, perfect timing, and patterns that can't be explained as mere coincidences. This connection is effortless, peaceful, and natural. It is not forced or hurried, but unfolds in divine timing. You feel a deep sense of peace, knowing that you are not chasing or struggling, but instead allowing the universe to guide you toward the right person. The person meant for you will reflect your inner state, align with your purpose, and uplift your journey. This relationship is a complement to your wholeness, never a force that drains or diminishes your essence. When the right person enters your life, everything falls into place, confirming that it was always meant to be. Thank you for taking the time to listen to these words. Trust that the right connection will come when the timing is right. And until then, allow the universe to guide you with its subtle, undeniable signs. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. The life you seek, the wealth you desire, the love you long for, it is already done. You are not waiting, you are not hoping. You are living in the feeling of fulfillment right now. The key to accelerating manifestation is not effort, but assumption. What do I mean? You do not struggle to become what you already are. If you truly believe you are wealthy, do you check your bank account in worry? If you truly believe you are loved, do you chase validation? The world is only a mirror. It reflects your internal state. You do not need time, you need conviction. Let me tell you something. You must stop waiting. Stop asking, when will it come? The moment you ask, you reveal that you do not yet believe it is yours. Instead, you must feel as if it is done. The secret is this. If you want to manifest faster, time cannot exist in your mind. You must live in the end. When you assume the wish fulfilled, you collapse time. You make the unseen seen. At night, before you sleep, sink into the state of your desire. Feel it as real. See yourself having it, being it, living it. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between imagination and reality. What you impress upon it must externalize. Silence is your power. The one who knows does not beg, does not chase, does not doubt. They simply assume and rest. Stop looking outside for proof. The proof comes after the assumption. The world cannot show you what you do not first claim within. Manifestation is not about waiting. It is about being. The moment you become, the world has no choice but to obey. Live in the knowing. Walk in the certainty. And watch as your desires unfold 10x faster. There is a secret, a power hidden in plain sight, yet so few truly grasp it. It is the power of assumption. The moment you assume something to be real, it takes root in the unseen and must express itself in the physical world. This is not wishful thinking, it is the very essence of creation. Desire alone does not manifest. Wishing, longing, hoping, these are states of lack. When you desire something, you are confirming its absence. You are telling the universe, I do not have this, and so it remains just out of reach. But assumption is different. Assumption is the bridge between imagination and reality. It is the key that unlocks the door to rapid manifestation. Right now, look at your life. Everything you see, everything you experience is simply a reflection of past assumptions. You did not chase these circumstances, you assumed them, whether consciously or unconsciously. And because your assumption felt real to you, your subconscious mind accepted it as truth. The subconscious does not argue, it does not ask if something is logical or possible, it only accepts and executes. So what happens when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled? You shift. You move from a state of longing to a state of having. You stop thinking, one day I will be wealthy, healthy, loved, and instead you say, I am already that. You walk differently. You speak differently. You think differently. Not because you are pretending, but because you know it is done. To assume correctly, you must learn the art of feeling. Feeling is the language of the subconscious. It is not enough to say, I am rich, I am successful, I am in love, if deep inside you feel poor, defeated, or lonely. The subconscious does not respond to empty words, it responds to emotion, belief, and certainty. If you can generate the feeling of already being what you desire, then the external world has no choice but to rearrange itself accordingly. Think about a memory. One so vivid that even now, if you recall it, you can feel the emotions as if it were happening again. Maybe it was a moment of joy, of sadness, of love. The experience is not physically present, but the feeling is real. Why? Because the mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. If this is true for the past, then it is also true for the future. You can select any reality, any experience, and bring it into the now by feeling it is real. Let's say you want financial abundance. Instead of longing for it, assume it. Close your eyes and feel the weight of wealth in your hands. Imagine looking at your bank account and seeing large sums of money. How would you walk if you knew money was never an issue? How would you breathe? How would you interact with others? Would you carry tension, or would you move with ease? Or if you desire love, do not wait for someone to show up and prove it to you. Assume it now. Feel what it's like to be deeply cherished. Walk through your day as though love surrounds you. Speak to yourself as someone who is already in a fulfilling, beautiful relationship. The moment you do this, you shift states and the world must follow. But assumption is not a one-time act. It is a way of being. It is a perpetual knowing. You cannot assume once and then go back to doubting. You must persist no matter what the external world shows. If you plant a seed and then dig it up every day to check if it is growing, you will kill it before it has a chance to bloom. The same is true for manifestation. You must plant the assumption and trust. This is how you collapse time. This is how you manifest 10x faster. The moment you stop questioning, the moment you stop looking for evidence, the moment you simply assume and rest in that knowing, your world will shift in ways that seem miraculous. But it is not a miracle. It is simply the law. The concept of time as we know it is nothing more than an illusion, a construct designed to organize the flow of events in the physical realm. In reality, time is fluid, and the future is not a distant place waiting to unfold. It is simply a reflection of the state you hold in the present. The truth is, everything you desire, everything you seek already exists in the unseen realm. The key is to live in the end, to inhabit the state of having rather than the state of wanting. We are conditioned to view life through the lens of time, always looking ahead, waiting for the future to bring us what we desire. But this mindset only perpetuates the cycle of longing and lack. We are constantly told to work toward our goals, to plan for the future, to wait for the right moment. Yet in doing so, we disconnect ourselves from the reality that what we seek is already ours, just waiting for us to claim it. The unseen realm, the realm of the subconscious, does not operate in the linear fashion that we experience in the physical world. There, all things exist simultaneously. The idea of time as past, present, and future is irrelevant. The moment you accept that your desire already exists in the unseen, you begin to shift your consciousness. Instead of striving, instead of chasing or working hard to make something happen, you choose to live as if your desire is already fulfilled. To live in the end is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to walk through your life as if what you desire is already yours. It is not enough to simply think about what you want, it is about fully embodying the feeling of already having it. When you mentally and emotionally reside in the end result, you are no longer tied to the process or the struggle. You no longer wait for external events to align before you can feel fulfilled. Instead, you make the assumption that your desire has already manifested, and that assumption is what shifts your external world. Think about it. When you live in the state of having, you are no longer in conflict with what is or what could be. You stop wishing for things because you already know they are yours. This is a powerful realization. You no longer need to search for validation, for approval, or for the manifestation of your desires in physical form. They are already yours in the realm of consciousness. The world around you is simply waiting to catch up to your assumption. When you choose to live in the end, you stop identifying with lack. You stop telling the story of someday and start telling the story of now. The feeling of fulfillment, of success, of love, or of wealth, whatever your desire is, becomes your new reality. As you live in the end, your external reality must adjust to reflect the state of being you've assumed. Just as a plant responds to the soil and environment in which it is planted, your reality will begin to mirror the state of consciousness you inhabit. Living in the end means that your external world does not dictate your feelings or thoughts. You dictate the world through your inner assumption. The moment you stop waiting for something outside of you to change and instead start living from the place of already having it, everything begins to shift. This is where the power lies, in the knowing that the desired outcome is already yours. You no longer chase, you no longer strive, you no longer hope. You simply rest in the certainty that what you seek is already in your possession. In this state, time becomes irrelevant. The more you persist in this assumption, the more quickly your physical reality will conform. The external world is merely a reflection of your inner state. When you live in the end, your state of being dictates what is manifesting in your life. You do not need to worry about how or when it will happen. Living in the end is a practice. It is not just about a momentary thought or feeling, but about a sustained belief in the truth of your desires. The moment you internalize that time is an illusion and that the reality you seek already exists in the unseen realm, your life begins to change in ways that are far beyond what you may have imagined. The end is not a distant destination, it is the now. And when you live in the end, the world cannot help but mirror it. The conscious mind is a remarkable tool. It is logical, analytical, and always seeking answers. It wants to know the how, the process, the steps, the plan. It's a part of our nature to question, to doubt, and to try to figure things out. But the truth is, creation is not bound by logic. The universe operates in a way that goes far beyond the reasoning of the conscious mind. In fact, the moment you try to figure out the how, you are limiting the infinite possibilities that are available to you. When you align with the state of fulfillment, you are aligning with the law of creation itself. You are entering a realm where the how does not matter. The moment you begin to wonder how something will happen, you step into the realm of doubt. You disconnect yourself from the energy of creation and place limits on the very thing you are trying to manifest. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to align with the end result. Creation is not linear, and it does not follow the rules of logic. Think about it. If the physical world operated entirely by logic, we would still be in the Stone Age, searching for fire. Yet time and time again, we witness the impossible become possible. Great breakthroughs, profound manifestations, and miraculous events have all happened because someone dared to trust that the outcome they desired was already guaranteed. The conscious mind wants to control the process, but creation doesn't need control, it needs alignment. The universe works in mysterious ways, and the more you trust in the process, the more your desires come to you effortlessly. The key is to focus not on how things will happen, but on how you feel in the present moment. When you embody the feeling of your desire is already fulfilled, you are tapping into the essence of creation. The how will unfold naturally as a result of your internal alignment. Your job is not to figure out every detail. Your job is to remain in the state of having, feel it, live it, breathe it. Imagine you already possess what you desire and allow the emotions of that to consume you. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the satisfaction as if it's already part of your life. The moment you do this, you begin to unlock a flow of energy that transcends the limits of reason. Universe, operating in harmony with your inner state, will take care of the detail. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a destination in mind, but you don't know the exact route. If you get in the car and trust the navigation system, you don't need to understand every twist and turn along the way. You simply need to trust that the system knows the way and follow its guidance. The universe is your navigation system. It knows the path, it knows the timing, and it knows exactly how to bring your desires to fruition. The more you trust in the process, the more effortlessly the path becomes clear. When you focus on the how, you are essentially saying, I don't believe it will happen unless I understand every step. This doubt holds energy in opposition to your desire. The true magic happens when you drop the need to know how and simply trust that the outcome is already done. Trust that the bridge of events will unfold as needed and each moment will bring you closer to your manifestation without effort or strain. This is where the power of faith comes in. Faith is not blind belief. It is the confidence that the universe will provide what you have aligned with. When you trust the now, when you stop seeking answers and rest in the certainty that your desires are already being fulfilled, you open yourself to a flow of opportunities, people, events, and circumstances that will guide you to the manifestation of your dream. Creation is not bound by the limitations of the conscious mind. You do not need to figure out the how, because the how is already built into the fabric of the universe. The moment you align with the end result and trust in the process, the universe will bring everything together. The only thing required from you is to drop the need for control, embrace the present moment, and trust that the fulfillment of your desires is already in motion. The past is a collection of memories, experiences, and stories that have shaped the person you are today. However, those memories only hold the power that you allow them to have. The truth is, the past no longer exists. It is only a series of moments in time that have already passed, yet so many people carry it with them as though it defines who they are and who they are becoming. When you keep revisiting the past, you are unknowingly giving it power over your present and future. The only true reality is the one you now claim, the one you choose to step into right now. In order to manifest the life you desire, you must detach from the old story, the narrative of who you were, the mistakes you made, the limitations you believed in. That story is only relevant if you continue to tell it. It is no longer a reflection of your current self unless you choose to keep it alive. Every time you revisit old memories, every time you replay old patterns of thought and behavior, you are reinforcing the old story. But the truth is, that story no longer serves you. It is a story you can leave behind, just like an outdated book that no longer resonates with you. The key to transformation is not in the desire for change, but in the willingness to release what no longer aligns with your desired state. If you are carrying around beliefs that contradict your ideal reality, you are actively preventing yourself from stepping into that reality. Limiting beliefs such as, I'm not worthy, I can't have what I want, or my past defines my future are remnants of the old story. They may have once been true for you, but they don't have to be true now. Your past experiences do not define your future unless you allow them to. When you detach from the old story, you free yourself from the constraints of what you were told you could or could not have. You stop identifying with the limitations of your past mistakes, regrets, and fears. The only power the past holds is the power you give it through your thoughts. Each time you think back to a past failure or trauma, you recreate it in your mind, reinforcing the belief that it defines you. But once you stop revisiting it, once you stop giving it energy, it loses its hold over you. It's important to recognize that every moment is a new opportunity for reinvention. You are not bound by who you were yesterday, last year, or even 10 years ago. The only reality is the one you now claim. What you are choosing to believe about yourself in this moment is what will shape your future. If you want to manifest a new life, a new identity, and a new reality, you must begin by changing the story you tell yourself. The story you are telling today is a story that will shape your tomorrow. To release limiting beliefs, you must first become aware of them. Identify the beliefs that contradict your desires and examine where they came from. Did they originate in your childhood? Were they learned from the people around you? Did you adopt them through experiences of failure or disappointment? Once you recognize these beliefs, it becomes easier to release them. Remember, they are only beliefs. They are not permanent unless you continue to choose them. Next, replace those old beliefs with empowering ones that align with your desired state. If you have always believed you are unworthy of love or success, begin telling yourself a new story. Believe that you are deserving, capable, and worthy of everything you desire. As you do, your perception of yourself will shift, and so will your external reality. The world reflects back the thoughts and beliefs you hold. When you claim your desired state, the universe aligns itself to bring you experiences that match your new story. Detaching from the old story is about making a conscious decision to stop identifying with the past. It is about recognizing that you have the power to create your reality by choosing what to believe now. As you release limiting beliefs and step into the new narrative, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. The only reality that matters is the one you choose to claim in this moment. Every day is a new opportunity to redefine who you are and what you are capable of. Don't let the past hold you back. You are free to write your own story from this point forward. The future is waiting for you, and it begins now. Your inner conversations are far more powerful than you may realize. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak to yourself is a command sent to the universe, signaling your desires and intentions. The internal dialogue that runs through your mind shapes your reality in ways you cannot see at first. But over time, these thoughts and conversations have a profound impact on the world you experience. You may not always be aware of it, but your thoughts are constantly communicating with the universe, and they are the blueprint for what manifests in your life. Think about it. Every thought you think is an affirmation, an instruction, a request. The universe responds to these inner commands, even the ones you don't consciously recognize. If your inner conversation is one of doubt, fear, or limitation, the universe will bring experiences to match those beliefs. If you believe that success is out of reach or that love is something you have to chase, those beliefs will show up as your reality. Conversely, when your inner dialogue is filled with thoughts of abundance, confidence, and fulfillment, the universe aligns itself to bring those desires into your life. The key is to monitor your inner dialogue and ensure that it aligns with your ideal state. You must become aware of the thoughts you entertain on a daily basis as they are shaping your future. If you consistently think thoughts of lack, struggle, or unworthiness, you are unknowingly reinforcing those states in your reality. The universe is impartial. It doesn't judge your thoughts, it simply responds to them. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are correct. Your inner conversations directly influence how you experience the world, and the more conscious you become of this fact, the more you can take control of your manifestation. To change your external reality, you must first begin by changing your internal dialogue. Speak to yourself with the same love, kindness, and encouragement that you would offer to your best friend. If you want to manifest abundance, stop telling yourself stories of struggle and scarcity. Start affirming that you are deserving of wealth and prosperity. If you want love, stop doubting your worthiness or believing that love is something you have to search for. Begin speaking to yourself as if you are already loved, cherished, and complete. The power of speaking as if it is done cannot be overstated. Every time you say, "I am successful, I am loved," or "I am worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer," you are impressing these truths upon your subconscious mind. This is not wishful thinking or mere positive affirmations. This is the language of creation. When you speak as if your desires are already a reality, your subconscious mind begins to accept this new truth as your reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It only knows what you repeatedly impress upon it. This inner conversation of already being and having is the key to rapidly manifesting your desires. Rather than waiting for something to happen in the external world before you can feel good, start feeling as if it has already happened. When you align your inner dialogue with the state of already having your desire, the universe has no choice but to respond in kind. The external world is a reflection of your inner state, and the more you nurture your inner conversations with positivity, certainty, and confidence, the more the world around you will shift to mirror that reality. It's important to recognize that this is not about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about aligning with the future you want, even if it hasn't fully manifested in your physical experience yet. Speak as if your desires are already here and the universe will work to bring them to fruition. Your inner conversation creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond your thoughts and words. It sets the tone for your emotions, your actions, and your experiences. So, pay close attention to what you are telling yourself on a daily basis. Are you speaking words of encouragement, affirmation, and belief in your success? Or are you allowing doubts, fears, and negative self-talk to dominate your inner dialogue? Your thoughts create your reality. By consistently speaking to yourself as if your desires are already fulfilled, you align with the highest version of yourself and step into the life you've always dreamed of. The universe is always listening, and it is ready to bring your inner conversations into reality. The moments before sleep are some of the most sacred times in the day. As the world quiets around you and your body begins to relax, you enter a unique state where your conscious mind starts to recede and your subconscious becomes more active. This is a precious window of opportunity for manifesting your desires, for it is in these final moments of conscious mind in ways that will shape your reality. Sleep is not just a physical rest, it is a powerful tool for transformation when used intentionally. In the moments leading up to sleep, your mind is in a relaxed state, free from the distractions of the day. The chatter of the conscious mind slows down and your awareness begins to shift inward. This is the ideal time to plant the seeds of your desires. Your subconscious mind is most receptive during this time, as it is not hindered by the logical thinking of the conscious mind. It is open, suggestible, and able to absorb the thoughts and feelings you impress upon it. The thoughts you entertain before sleep have the potential to shape your reality in profound ways. This is why it is so important to drift into slumber feeling as if your desire is already yours. If you want to manifest abundance, love, success, or any other desire, take the time before sleep to embody the feeling of already having it. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions that would arise if your dream were already a reality. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude, and the excitement as if it is happening now. By doing this, you are sending a clear signal to your subconscious mind that this reality is already in place, and the universe will begin to work in alignment with that belief. This practice is powerful because the subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is imagined and what is real. It accepts whatever you impress upon it, and when you enter a state of relaxation and calmness before sleep, the subconscious is like a fertile garden, ready to receive the seeds you plant. By focusing on your desires in this way, you create a powerful connection between your current state and your future reality. The more you allow yourself to feel as if you already have what you desire, the more the universe will conspire to bring it into your life. In addition to the power of sleep, there is a unique power in silence. In the quiet moments before sleep, when there are no distractions, no external noise, and no thoughts pulling you in different directions, you can connect deeply with your true self and your desires. Silence is a powerful tool for manifestation, as it allows you to tune into your inner world and connect with the unseen forces that are always at work. When you embrace silence, you create the space for clarity, inspiration, and guidance to flow into your consciousness. Many people spend their days filled with noise, rushing from one task to the next, without ever taking the time to listen to the whispers of the subconscious. But in the stillness before sleep, you can hear the subtle messages that guide you toward your desires. Silence allows you to attune to the energy of your desires and align with the vibration of what you want to create. It is in this space of quiet reflection that you can truly feel the presence of your desires. And that feeling is the key to manifestation. As you prepare for sleep, make it a habit to enter that space with a deep sense of trust and gratitude. Trust that the universe is already working to bring your desires to fruition. Trust that the unseen forces are aligning the perfect circumstances, people, and events to manifest your dreams. Gratitude amplifies the energy of your desires and signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. The more grateful you are, the faster you will see the results of your intentions. The power of sleep and silence lies in their ability to bypass the logical mind and speak directly to the subconscious, where all creation begins. The moments before sleep are a sacred opportunity to align with your highest desires and to plant the seeds of your dreams. As you drift into slumber, feel as if everything you have wished for is already yours. Let go of any doubts or fears and trust that the universe is already working to bring your desires into reality. The unseen forces are always at work, and when you allow them to operate in the quiet of the night, they can bring forth miracles beyond your imagination. In conclusion, the power to manifest your desires lies within you, and it begins with the thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the feelings you embody. The moments before sleep are a sacred opportunity to align yourself with the reality you wish to create, allowing the subconscious to absorb the belief that your desires are already fulfilled. Trust in the process, let go of limiting beliefs, and release the past that no longer serves you. By living in the end, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and maintaining an inner dialogue that aligns with your ideal state, you actively guide the universe to bring forth your desire. The universe is always listening, and when you harmonize your inner world with your dreams, the external world must shift to match it. Sleep and silence are powerful tools to access this deep transformative power. As you trust, release, and align with your desires, know that the unseen forces are already at work to bring them into your reality. Thank you for taking the time to connect with these powerful principles. Embrace them, live them, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Thank you.